All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game number 3 between Liquids, the little one, and ATN Socke. And wow, it's been a good series. Last game was pretty awesome, I'd have to say. And again, this is game number 3 in the series between these two players. This time we are looking at Terminus RE. This is, of course, the supply depot map. That is what I refer it to. That is what I refer to it as so lovingly because of this, well, lovely supply depot at the bottom of each player's ramp. Why is that there, you may ask? Well, that is there to basically stop any possible annoying wall-offs that you used to see and as a term of harassment, and you saw it a lot of times, of course, against Zerg players, because forcing a Zerg player to one base is very frustrating for that Zerg player, and that's kind of why it was placed there. But something to keep in mind is that even with that placement, it's pretty interesting given the size of this map and the chances. It's only, it's a 1 in 3 chance of actually scouting your opponent in that first go. And by the time you actually get to your opponent's base, given the size and the distance between these bases, the wall-off may actually not be that effective. So I'm surprised on such a large map that this actually was implemented for that reason. Maybe that's not even the reason. Maybe they just put it here because friggin' hey, it looks good. I don't know. Who knows? A little one coming down again with that depot there, right at that close mining distance, and that barracks going to be placed somewhere near the front there as well. Taking a look over here for Socke. Socke is doing, well, it's early game. What do you expect him to be doing, guys? Come on, what do you want? What do you want from me? Loving these past series that I've casted. This is again game number 3. Hopefully this is another exciting game because the past couple of games have been riveting. We can see Socke grabbing that Zelnaga on his way on through. He wants to see if he can actually catch the little one's SCV basically in transit as it's moving across the map to get a better idea of where he's coming from without giving away his position as well. We can see actually moving into that wrong position. Chances are Socke is going to be moving down here next as well. So he's going to be scouting the little one, unfortunately, in quite a long time from now. And I wouldn't be too surprised if the little one, when he does move out with the scout, actually decides to move into this position. And there it is, actually. Never mind, I completely missed it. Now, take a look over here. The little one, wow, still no refinery. You know what that means? That means we're going to see an expo. That is sure as shit. I don't know if I can say that. I probably can. I've never been censored before. We'll find out, though, if I get a warning or something. And anyways, the little one's going to be going for a very fast expo. That one racks into expand. Otherwise, he would, of course, have a refinery out by now. If he was going for some sort of stupid bio-marine heavy push early game with just barracks and no upgrades or anything, then the second barracks would be up by now. And is that going to get scouted? No, it is not. First Marine doing some damage to the probe, second Marine finishing him off. So here comes that expo. Going to move on down right now, actually. Is he going to put it down there? Wow, a little surprised. A lot of times you'll see them just build it in their base to try to help deny your opponent from being able to scout that. It's going to be much harder to deny scouting at this wide angle, but also just to make sure your SCV is safe while he's building. But there you go. He did, in fact, start that building down there. And as forecasted by myself, that is, of course, that expo that you expect when you see no refinery. It's not that, nothing too magical there because it's pretty obvious. And once you get to know the game, the kind of the indications as to what's going on. And that's actually a question I've gotten asked a lot. People ask me, well, hey, Forrest, how do you scout an opponent's base early game and you know what they're doing? Or how do you have at least a faint idea of what they could possibly be doing? Well, you get these kind of things. You get these kind of I don't know, like knowledge. You get this knowledge base, if you will, based on just watching the game and playing the game and going through experiences. Because you eventually, you move into your opponent's base and you see 7 drones and a spawning pool built. Hey, it's probably a 6 pool coming. These are just the kind of things that you figure out over time. Anyways, Socke is going to be coming out with this Nexus right here, so realizing that there is probably that fast expansion in seeing these double bunker placements, he decided, hey, hell, I'm just going to respond by fast expanding too. I should feel pretty safe to do so. Actually, the little one getting that SCV scout into the main base, so getting a full scout as to what's going on. He has already seen that expo, so he's not really going to be seeing too much. Maybe want to just check for any hidden tech, such as a Stargate, or possibly if he was trying to work his way up to DT. And actually, Socke going to be starting to work down these rocks right now, so he can push into this side and basically completely avoiding those 2 bunkers. Very nice play by him. Definitely like seeing that. We can see these double refineries up, only sitting on these 2 racks. Looks like we might be seeing some mech play here. Still no tech lab for any upgrades at all, and he is coming out this factory, and he does, of course, have these 2 refineries up and running right now as well. So actually, maybe switching into some mech play. I really like mech against Protoss. I think it's really fun going with Infernal Pre-Nighter Hellions as well as the tanks and some Thors mixed in there as well. That may not be the case, though, because he just does have this one factory coming out. Okay, there we go. Finally getting out a 3rd refinery over here. So there's still lots of options. Is finally coming out with this tech lab to start to get some upgrades. So that, of course, is nice to see as well. But look over here, Socke is almost done whittling away at these destructible rocks, and once that is up, that's going to open up this whole avenue to walk basically right into and completely avoid those bunkers. And those bunkers are really all that's going to save the little one this early in the game from some strong aggression. Now clearly, since Socke himself has expanded as well, he's not going to be able to push out that strongly. So I don't think the little one is too concerned about some strong aggression, but at the very least, some harassment is what we're going to be seeing right here. So here we go, Stalker's moving down, just needs to be careful to make sure he stays out of the range. That's one free SCV kill. He's going to move on down. There are a lot of Marines here, but he should be able to do a lot of damage. He's just going to soften these guys up, move and shoot. Now he's pretty much lost these guys. He needs to be careful if he can cut the right angle. He might be able to make it through, but no, Marines cutting those Stalkers off and forcing their demise basically right now. Going to be just trying to make sure he target fires down the Stalkers one at a time, and there we go, just one sole remaining Stalker. At the same time, Socke moving in with the Observer. Gonna get a full scout of what's going on. We can see that stim pack being researched right now. There is actually that starport, so just gonna be teching up pretty hard, and let's see if we're gonna see like a Cloak Banshee or something. Are we gonna see it? Is it coming into play, or is it a Raven? It is a Raven. There you have it. So gonna be seeing a Marine Raven early game, and that is another pretty popular tactic as well. And what's this guy going to do? Is he going to do another Raven, or is he going to do a Banshee? I almost expect a Banshee, in all honesty. I don't expect 2 Ravens, but hey, I've seen crazier things. Still nothing right now out of that, so we'll take a look in just one moment. Let's take a look back over here inside of Socke's base. What does he got going on? There's that Banshee. Okay, so there you have it. I actually do have a faint idea as to what I'm talking about. Actually, 2 more starports coming out. Holy hell. What is this guy doing over here? Where are they? They're down there. Wow, lots of starports. So going to see some Banshee heavy play. The little one, I love you. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's see what that Observer scouted though. Let's take a quick gander, because there was an Observer there. It just got scanned and dropped down. He did just see 1 starport. All he saw was 1 starport. He's only aware of 1 starport, so he has no idea that there are 4 starports in play that are going to be pumping out these Banshees. Is he going to bother going for Cloak? No, looks like he's not. He just wants to use the power of those Banshees to mop up the units that Socke has. This is very interesting play. That is the word that I would use to attribute to what's going on. Now, point defense drone plus Banshees, you can actually do a hell of a lot of damage, especially if you get a nice timing push going down. We can see keeping up that Marine production as well, so obviously that's going to be a big bulk of his force here. But pretty much the driving point is going to be these Banshees as well as this Raven. Very, very cool here. This is why I love watching the little one, because he does like to kind of mix things up and try to throw things into play that you don't typically see. And now we can see here Socke still just on these 2 bases, but he's mounting up for a 3rd right now. And this could actually be very good for the little one if he can time his push right, and if he has any indication that, yes, he does. Look at that scan, catching the 3rd, and that is beautiful, because he is going to know right now, hey, I can do a timing push, and I can just probably roll over what Socke has. Now, it's not a guaranteed win, but there's definitely a window of opportunity where he's got a big advantage, given the fact that Socke is in fact going for a 3rd. Now, this is a big moment right now, because we do have this Observer moving on through, and if this Observer scouts his Banshee push, then what we're going to see from Socke is a response to deal with it. Probably getting a lot of Stalkers to, there we go, actually dropping a 3rd, so the little one not pushing out quite yet, but I don't know, I'm expecting a push very soon, in all honesty. I've got a very nice force, and he does know that he got that Expo later, so he does still have that slight advantage over Socke in terms of army size, which is what I expect, and look at that, there it is. So 57 army supply for the little one as opposed to the 40 of Socke, and here comes the push. And stimming down a little bit, trying to push forward with those guys to scout any possible remnants of an army that may be here for Socke before he actually moves with the bulk of his force. He, of course, doesn't want Socke to know about this push, know that this push is coming until the absolutely last moment. Can see the Observer moving through, and it's still not going to scout all of those units, but here we go. Here is coming the push. Stim Marine still in front. There's a scan going out. Banshee's going to have no problem dropping down this Colossus very quickly. Stim Marine's moving forward as well, and this is going to be very dangerous right now for Socke. This is going to be a whole heck of a lot of damage. Nice force fields. Marines are still able to sneak through, though. There are so many Banshees, and here's that point defense drone. Thank God. Point defense drone catching the Stalkers in the corner. Very dangerous situation. Going to use his Banshees to target fire that. He did get a lot of Marine kills, though, and actually I'm not sure he's got enough Marines right now to do enough damage. Nice warp-ins over there from Socke, as is needed. There aren't a lot of Banshees left. Does he have enough for another point defense drone? No, is going to drop a turret instead. Probes moving on down to get us around, and actually it looks like Socke was able to defend this. We do have a few more Banshees coming into play here as well. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. That point defense drone was very nice, but the fact that Socke was able to pull down with his workers pretty much allowed him to deal with what was left of Marines, no problem. So unfortunately for the little one, he didn't have quite enough Banshees to actually do as much damage as he would have liked. Going to be moving in the resource line here and just try to do a bit of harassment. That's actually what I would really like to see him try to hit, all 3 bases at once with some harassment. We do have this one cannon over here. Gonna make Banshee harassment quite difficult, I'd have to say. Marines catching the probe. Are they gonna do anything about it, or are they just gonna go? All right, ignore. There we go. Finally killing that probe. And where are those Banshees? Are we seeing any more Banshee harassment? I don't think so. We do have that cannon here as well. So gonna be fully prepared to deal with those cloak Banshees with those cannons. Would like to maybe see like one over here and maybe another cannon right here, and that should pretty much protect him from most possible Banshee harassment. Looks like the little one does want to work on those back rocks, kind of returning the favor here to Socke, at least to give him that opportunity to push into that base at the later point in the game. And Socke's actually was getting ready for a counterattack. Is he going to pull through with it? Yes, he is. So Socke going to be moving now with the counterattack. The little one, does he have enough? Switching into very barracks heavy. Holy crap, that's a lot of barracks. I'm going to expect him to start churning out these Marauders, but I think it might be a little bit too late. What do we have? Only 53 army supply, but Socke only does have 48. But keep in mind that there was that Colossus here as well, and that definitely is a tide turner, no doubt about it. Moving down and actually sniping down a few of those cloak Banshees as they tried to run away. Couple Banshees moving forward down. A Viking here as well to deal with those Colossus Stalkers blinking away from that damage. Couple guys on the low ground, and this is not looking good at all. Scan going down, trying to allow him to drop the observer, but he doesn't have enough anti-air to actually do anything about it right now. They're going to be picking off what is left over there of units. We're going to have a couple of guys move on down, but no, never mind. Going to be deciding to pull back. Taking a look over here, just about finished whittling away through these rocks. So if he decides to push out for a counterattack, he will again have that open avenue into the third to be able to move in with some of his bio army and do a little bit of aggression. And yes, that was a lot of barracks, and he's just again going to be pumping out a lot of Marauders. That is his plan right now. He's getting nice saturation here at the third base, pretty nice saturation here at the main and the natural as well. And actually, since he was able to fend off that initial wave, the little one might be in a good position, because I in all honesty, I think he did more damage in that initial push. Let's just take a quick look. Yes, he certainly did. 59 total units killed here for the little one, only 54 for Socke, but 33 of those for the little one have been workers. So the little one's sitting in a better position right now economically. Is definitely going to put him in a good spot once he does push out. Here comes a push. This might be a little bit early in all honesty. I do want him to try to get a little bit of a better advantage before he decides to move out right now, but no, deciding to engage, and here we go. Very nice force fields there from Socke, but I don't know if it matters. There are a lot of Marauders right here as well as these Banshees, and they're actually going to force the cancellation of that Nexus there, and that is not good at all. That is definitely not what Socke wanted to happen. Socke forced to retreat. Taking a quick look at the army tab, we can see the little one sitting at a very nice advantage right now. Definitely wants to take advantage of the situation and push out. Banshees leading the way. Try to make sure he gets a cloak. Nope, losing 2 of them without doing much of anything as a result, but there are a lot of Marauders right here, and they're going to be able to do quite a bit of damage, pushing back these units here from Socke, and Socke doing what he can to defend himself. He doesn't have, I don't think he's got any Colossus right now. Let's take a look there. He does have 1 Colossus in play that just came on the board, but I don't know if that itself is going to be enough. Let's take a quick look here back at the little one's base again. We can see some really nice saturation. He's keeping up that Banshee production, but at the same time going very Marauder heavy as well. Like I mentioned earlier, so many barracks over here. Actually, there might be a bit too many in all honesty. He does have another Expo trying to come up right now, but here we go. Another engagement trying to push forward from Socke. Moving down with that Guardian Shield. Some really nice force fields there as well. Only 1 Banshee left up top. Going to try to use that to target fire down that Colossus, but no, the Colossus is still alive. Viking trying to do what he can as well, but not enough. These Marauders, even though they were forced to push back from all those force fields, they're just so durable. They're able to take out the Stalkers so very quickly. You can see him just snipe down that Colossus with pretty much no problem whatsoever as well. They do have 1-1 upgrades here, and that of course is helping quite a bit. Banshees and Marauders destroying what is left here of Socke, and now he is in the main base and getting ready to run rampant through it. Stalkers doing what they can to survive, but I don't know if it stands much of a chance anymore. There's just way too much here right now, going to town of the units in the main base here and taking out that pylon power, denying him access to these few gateways right here. Socke gonna be losing this Expo. He's warping a couple more units, so trying to do what he can. I think there is enough bio to deal with this, though, plus with those Banshees. Yeah, in all honesty, right now, Socke is just kind of delaying the inevitable because we do have the little one still mining with pretty much no problem. He does have this base up here as well, and Socke is down to just pretty much one mining base, and he's just about to lose this one here as well. Even though he's got a few resources, losing this base is absolutely huge, and there we go, the little one just target firing this down, and see you later, Nexus. Trying to move down with what forces he does have, actually blinking and taking out those units very, very quickly, but still doesn't matter. The little one may actually lose these forces here. Actually, never mind. It's just unbelievable how quickly those Marauders mop up Stalkers, but he's just going to regroup up with this army over here. He's got a couple guys pushing on through here as well, and you can see, like I just mentioned, the little one's pretty much got this in the bag right now. It's just a matter of time. Socke has just taken way too many losses. The little one's just been freely expanding, hasn't taken much, if any, economic damage. You can see right now only 3 workers killed here for Socke, so the little one's had no problem. There's been 60 workers killed for the little one, though. Gonna move in, snipe down that Colossus, take out these units, and there is the nail in the coffin. So there we go, guys. Good game from Socke. Hopefully you enjoyed this series. I thought it was quite excellent in all honesty. And yeah, make sure if you do like the content, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, guys, keep watching and keep owning.